Hi everybody, welcome to another YouTube video. Today's subject is spiritual discipline. But before I go on, I want to mention that Meg and myself, we are doing a retreat in Canada on the 28th, at the end of September, 28th of September to the 31st of September. You can see all the details if you go to Meg's site, megmoonbeam.com, and it's a retreat with meditation, ecstatic dance, getting together with like-minded people, like-minded souls, soul family. We're really excited about it. We've organized a trip to England in the past before. We're doing things in Belgium here, and now we're organizing also something in Canada, in the Niagara region, close to the Niagara waterfalls. So if you're interested, check out Meg Moonbeam's site, megmoonbeam.com. So that being said, let's go on to the subject of this video, and it's spiritual discipline. Now, spiritual discipline is a word that many may not like, because discipline makes us think of work and you have to do it. But being able to having discipline in your life is actually something that is really good, because you can do great accomplishments with having discipline. But there's also some caveats I want to talk about. Now, discipline, as I said, it's something that makes you able to do great accomplishments. I mean, artists, musicians, virtuoso musicians, for example, of course they have a lot of talents, but they wouldn't have gotten there without discipline. Because they, like the best musicians in the world, they practice hours and hours and hours a day. You have to have a lot of discipline for that. Now, I'm not saying that we have to employ the same thing to our spirituality, where we have to meditate 8 hours a day, because, some people might do it every day, but you might go crazy. So that's one of the caveats I also want to talk about. But, a little bit of discipline every day is good. Every day working on your spirituality, having a regular spiritual practice is actually discipline, spiritual discipline. And it works wonders for you. If you just, spend 10 minutes a day or 20 minutes a day working on yourself, meditating, turning inwards, doing conscious activities, that really higher your vibration. It's consciously focusing on your growth. That really helps you to become unstuck and to keep staying unstuck, and to move away from what sometimes has humanity in its grip, and it's lethargy. Lethargy, laziness, lethargy. Spiritual lethargy, just, giving up like a lot of people live, coming home tired from work, and just, falling on the sofa, watching TV and doing nothing. That's a form of lethargy. And the key here is that we have to be conscious. We have to consciously work on our spirituality, and that's the discipline we need to have. Of course, it's not necessary to do it every day, maybe, Sometimes life happens. Sometimes you need to have relaxed days too, where you just relax with friends, where you're on vacations and you don't do anything. That's fine. I'm not using the word discipline in a sense that you have to do it every day and you get you have to punish yourself when you don't do it. That's not how I want to use the word discipline. I don't want to use the negative connotation of discipline, where you have to be super hard on yourself and punish yourself because you have skipped a meditation day. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we do have to have some form of discipline to consciously focus on our growth, to consciously focus on our well-being. Because if you don't do it consciously, you will slip into the subconscious. So the key here is the word conscious. Spiritual discipline, conscious discipline, every day doing something that fits you. Or maybe 20 minutes a day, or maybe more. There were times in my life where I have been, doing healing work for up to an hour a day, when I really needed it. So really being conscious, working consciously. Now, there are some caveats with that. Spiritual discipline is different than, for example, learning a musical instrument. For example, if you want to learn guitar or the drums, you practice every day. And if you practice well, you will get better. But it's different with spirituality, because if you learn a physical skill, it kind of works if you even do it subconsciously a little bit, because it's your subconscious muscle memory. If you watch TV and you just play the scales on guitar, you will get better at it, because it's your subconscious muscle memory. But with spirituality, it's in healing and consciously growing, it's different. First of all, and this is really important, you can't strong arm your way through this. It's not good. You have to employ the discipline in a good way. You can't just say, I'll do an hour of this a day and just do it subconsciously and just, go through the motions without thinking. And then, because then it becomes something robotic and the consciousness aspect is withdrawn from it and it will be a lot less effective. If you just, do it every day, just to do it every day, because you can say to yourself, oh, I did it every day and now I'm spiritual. No, it's important to do it consciously. So it's maybe sometimes important to mix your routine up, for example. Because if you just do it mindlessly every day and it becomes some mindless action, it's not conscious growth anymore. So in a sense, spiritual discipline is harder, for example, than the discipline for a musical instrument, because you have to keep the conscious factor into it. It just can become some routine that you mindlessly do. So that's very important. You can't strong arm your way to it. You can't force in spirituality and in healing and in growing. You can't force things. We have to be mindful of that we're not forcing ourselves, because that doesn't work. We are like flowers. When we get watered and when we get light, we blossom open in our spirituality. You can't force a flower open. A flower opens in the direction of the sun. You can't just force it open. So that's also important, is that that spiritual discipline it's not discipline in the sense that we force it. It's not like, oh, you train for a marathon and you force your body to train. Of course, you have to take rest. It's more subtle than that, spiritual discipline. So, and I made that mistake in the past, where I kind of forced it a little bit too much. I wanted to do every day, and the idea of doing it every day was suddenly more important than doing it consciously, because you're going to get much more of doing it 4 days in a week consciously than mindlessly 7 days a week. So that's what I mean also with the caveats of spiritual discipline. It's really important to be mindful of that. That's, a pure masculine approach where I'm going to train so much and so hard and so many hours a day doesn't work as well with the spiritual discipline. You need to have the feminine within that too, of being conscious, of being receptive. So it's a meeting of the feminine and the masculine for what spiritual discipline is for me. So this is what I wanted to talk about. It's very important these days to really, consciously focus on our growth. The key word is conscious here. So thanks for watching. And if you like this content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and my other channels. I'm on X2, I'm on Facebook. So thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.